Yesterday was cycle day 1. Just thought I would bring you through our transfer medications. We started taking the estrogen yesterday.
I did not take any estrogen.
And I would love to bring you guys through the cost of everything.
Come on, back me up.
Stop. You guys, it has started. I came into the kitchen and I just needed to document this because I was like, whoa, flashback. Like weird flashback. Like not a negative, not a super positive one either, just like a, I cannot believe that like we're back here and this symbolized it for me.
What happened, bub?
I came into the kitchen and this dish specifically, oh, we just got a coffee stain on there. This dish specifically was sitting here and it has my prenatals as well as my estrogen in it, because whenever I'm on medications, and specifically when I went on oral estrogen pills for our last transfer, Jack started putting each of these things into a dish because he is the one in charge of remembering that I need to take them twice a day and like to give them to me twice a day because I definitely would forget. And I walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, this is wild. Yesterday was cycle day 1 officially, and we started taking, I started taking, I feel like it's a joint effort.
I provided.
Yes, it's a joint effort in this household for sure. We started taking the estrogen yesterday.
I did not take any estrogen.
Just to be clear, Jack did not take it.
Mac took estrogen. We are endeavoring our next IVF cycle.
We both are, exactly. But Jack is not taking the medicine.
They're so sensitive.
Has it hit you at all, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when did it hit you that we were like officially official?
When I set my reminders last night for you to take your estradiol.
Really?
Okay.
You set your phone up to remember?
Just like old days. Pretty soon I'm gonna have the pilot one in there too.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You're excited?
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much more at peace with this right now because, I don't know, I feel like everything that we've done, like we've done before at this point, you know, like I remember exactly like the second egg retrieval, the second like shots and all of that. It was just like, they weren't fun eventually. Like when you get towards the end there, it's just like, okay, I'm just like over this at this point, but I wasn't as anxious as the first time. And then this time, I just know how slow a transfer cycle can feel. So I'm not like, I'm just like, yeah, just going about every day. Like the exciting stuff really happens when we can go in for the ultrasound to check the lining, and then it's just 1 more week. You know, yeah. So typically we'll see what the dates are and stuff when they get back to us, but...
Has it hit you?
Yeah, when I saw those freaking estrogen pills, like specifically in the dish, like yesterday Jack like handed them to me while I was just doing other things. Again, I would have forgotten because I'm just like always buzzing around.
For me, the dish is like, as soon as I see a reminder pop up on my thing, like I go and take care of that thing, because otherwise then it's gonna fall out of my head.
Okay, yeah.
So once it's in the dish, that's a signal to my mind that like,
you
okay,
did the thing.
I've got the medication.
You put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are times like when I'm even like on my period and I'm taking Tylenol that I am convinced I took Tylenol, but I forgot that I did. Like I literally opened the bottle, grabbed the pills, took the Tylenol, but then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, did I take it? Did I actually do that? I think the only thing that I'm like, oh, I wonder is about the schedule. Like last time I was on estrogen for 3 weeks to prevent the start of a period before like they can do the transfer type of thing. But they said that it could be between 2 to 3 weeks. So what if I'm only on it for like 2 weeks, depending on the timing of things. And then we go in, like it's a less week. Like to be on it for 3 whole weeks, I was like, no. Counting down the days at a certain point, it was so long. And I think I also didn't expect a transfer cycle last time to feel that long because we've been so into like the retrievals where it's like shots and then many checkup ultrasounds. And then we're gonna go do the retrieval and then we're gonna recover. Like it felt like there was just more to do. So I was caught off guard with how much less there was to do last cycle. So if we could cut that estrogen time where I'm just taking pills twice a day and that's it down, that would be lovely.
I'm not looking forward to the pio shots. Even though I know how to do it,
Yeah,
it's just like,
the worst.
it just looks unpleasant.
Don't worry.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love being next to your butt, like, every day.
You're next to my butt every day anyway.
Yeah, but now I have an extra excuse to like touch it. So. But I can say it's painful. You never have your jokes in the rear of your mind. Come on, back me up.
Stop. But yeah, you don't like giving them.
Yeah, the aspiration is stressful.
Did we tell them that we aspirated last time? I don't know. But basically, we did. It's very rare to happen. What that means is like when you're doing the pio shots, when you stick, you have to pull back, like pull the thing back to make sure that there's no blood in the chamber, and then you can go in. But he kept getting blood, which isn't his fault. It just happened, and it was like so rare, but no matter what, on one side he kept getting blood.
But because I kept getting it, I thought it was fine. I was like, fuck you up. I'm ruining it. Alright, we're never gonna have a kid.
I think what happened was that the side that we were going in was still pretty tender, even though we switched sides every time. Hi.
No, Dad was upset.
Oh, honey bunnies. So I think that we just kept getting like a bruise. Just needed to record our update because this is wild, and now I have a dish with estrogen in it that I have to take. So day 2. Hello my friends. I cannot believe that we are back here. I forget the clip that I filmed of the first day of estrogen, but the sentiments are still the same. I feel weird, not anxious, just nervous, a little jaded, but excited to be in this spot again for another opportunity. But do I wish the other one worked so we wouldn't have to be here again? Yes, absolutely. But I just thought I would bring you through our transfer medications because it's always fun to see other people's protocols versus your own protocol, what other clinics do versus what your clinic does, because everyone is so different. I think it's interesting. And I would love to bring you guys through the cost of everything, because I think the number one thing I was like so shocked at when we went into our transfer cycle is how much less money our transfer medications were compared to the egg retrieval medications. I feel like everything about the transfer phase of IVF is just so much more chill in a medication sort of way, a procedure sort of way, but almost like, I would say maybe equally as emotionally straining, or like the intensity of the emotional roller coaster, maybe even arguably more, just because this is it, you know, like you've worked so hard to get to this point in IVF, and you just feel like there's just a lot more at stake almost. But from a medication and needle side of things, we're breezing. It's really just the waiting period, honestly. So the first medication, as you guys know, is estradiol for us, and these are all 1 milligram tablets, and I am to take 3 tablets by mouth twice a day. And Jack is the one that is in charge of like remembering and like holding the mental space for medications. Honestly, it just helps a lot to like not have to remember to take them, did I take them, etc. Like something that your partner could probably take off your mental load would be medication reminders. But anyway, they look like this, just small little blue pills, and I take 3 in the morning. I like to eat my breakfast before I take them, and then 3 in the evening around like 8 p.m. But I make sure not to take them on an empty stomach. I can't say I've tried taking them on an empty stomach, so I don't necessarily know if that would make me feel sick. It just makes me feel better to have something in my system before taking any medication, if I'm being honest. And then we're on those for like 2 to 3 weeks. It's just kind of the same deal, like 2 to 3 weeks they'll give me a monitoring appointment, and we'll go in and make sure everything is good before we add in progesterone. And I thought we could unbox this progesterone real quick for funsies, for science. So the first thing that I do, I've already double checked these things when it arrived, but the first thing I like to do is make sure the progesterone is progesterone in oil, if you guys are new to transfer medications, and I like to make sure that the liquid is is clear when I get it, because if it's not, then the pharmacy can send you some new ones, but you always want to make sure it's clear. I have 2 vials of that, and then also in here are a bunch, I want to say like there's 20 or so, of syringes, which are the drawing needles. So you draw it up with this one. Again, your kit will be different than mine, or it'll be the exact same, but the drawing needles come on our syringes. I am personally on 1 milligram or 1 unit of this a day, just once a day when we get on this stuff. And then once it's drawn up, we switch out the needle to the injecting needle. The length of these needles, just don't look at it, okay? Because the size of the needle personally doesn't matter. It's more of the prick, and then once the prick is over, it feels like any other needle, honestly. And I would say that I personally had worse needle pricks with my egg retrieval injections that we did in my stomach. I don't know if the butt is just like a meatier muscle or something and it doesn't hurt as bad, but it depends on the day. Some days it's a little more prickly than normal, but totally manageable. And then per usual, we get all of our medications through Village Fertility Pharmacy, who are incredible, and everything comes with a packet of what to check for once you get your things, and it just takes you step by step. It's really easy to follow. And then also on the list of medications you have, which we only have progesterone and oil in here, it tells you exactly how to store it. And then other than that, we get a fresh sharps container. I have been saving my sharps containers. I don't know why. I don't know how many I have at this point, probably 4 to 5 sharps containers, including this one now. Of all of the injections and needles that we've taken so far, I cannot get myself to get rid of them. It just is so part of our journey, and like I feel like I'm just going to be making a massive just IVF box, or like buying a special box for just everything IVF, because I'm starting to outgrow the drawer that is our IVF graveyard drawer, and I don't think I ever want to get rid of this stuff. I don't know. Let me know if that's relatable down below, like how you feel about all of the needles that you guys have been injecting along your journey. They're safe in a sharps container though, and that's the point of a sharps container. So let's go over the cost real quick, just for the transfer medications alone. It looks like I was charged $90 for 2 vials of progesterone in oil. It looks like they applied a coupon, which is one of the reasons I love Village Pharmacy. They see that you're paying out of pocket, and then they go searching for any coupons that they have that they can give you for ordering through them, which is incredible. So the original cost was $127.98, and then they applied a coupon for $37.98, and then it came to $90. So I paid $90 for those 2 vials, which compared to $3,000 to $4,000 for just like your first round of egg retrieval medications, it's just like, oh yeah, take my money. Like if you're in the hundreds at this point even, it's just like so much better. And then at first I did not end up needing to order any estrogen, because my other pill bottle came with like 360 or something, and I had a good chunk left over from that, so I just started taking some from that after I checked with my nurse, of course. But then counting the amount of pills that I had in my old one from my first transfer, we knew that we would end up needing to order some more. So the second one she ordered only had 180 versus the 360 from before. And the first bottle with 360, I believe it came to about $60. That's what I remember about that one. I don't know if it was run through my insurance or not. I don't know if my insurance covered much of it. I don't have like that receipt, because when I went to pick up this bottle of 180 pills, I was expecting around $30 just based on the last time, and it was only $10 after insurance. So I don't know if insurance just didn't want to pay up that first round, but either way, I think I was just so shocked that we were literally within the $100 to $200 versus the $2,000 to $4,000 that was the first round, or the first part of IVF as far as medications are concerned. So yeah, this first phase is just estradiol, and then we'll see when we introduce progesterone, and then after we introduce progesterone, we will see when our transfer is officially going to be, or the next monitoring appointment. You know, we're just going with the flow. I think that is just the theme of this transfer, is just letting everything flow. And if it feels hard, or we're forcing something, or something just doesn't feel right, we're just leaving it up to whatever the universe has in store for us. Because trying to force things and worrying about them, and it's just going with the flow, has worked for me in 2023 with my lucky girl syndrome. So we are just channeling lucky girl syndrome and rolling with it. But anyways, my friends, that is going to be it for today's vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you do so down below in case you resonated with anything in this video, or if you just want to cheer us on our road to baby. Everybody, do not forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. All of my socials are linked down below, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. We'll see you later. Bye!